and salutations, YouTube, and welcome back to 1011 Trucking, where we do more than just drive. We try to provide you content that will help coach, educate, and motivate you to live your best life and achieve the lifestyle you always imagined. And today we're going to talk a little bit about your favorite topic in mind, trainers. So when you come out of CDL school, usually whether you're with a mega carrier or not, the company will pair you with an individual that already has a certain skill level, whose goal and primary function is to give you the on-the-job training that you need, tips behind the wheel, help you learn how to back effectively, and teach you about your DOT clock, teach you about the rules and regulations of the road. And so as a Patreon member and a subscriber to the Trucker Brown channel, there's a lot of fellow Patreon members that come into the Patreon room and talk about their experiences with trainers. And the one thing that I wanted to share is that I need everybody to remember, especially those folks coming out of school. Now let me actually make this disclaimer. Greg and I, which is the other half of the dynamic duo, have not been doing this for very long. So we are just graduating out of rookiedom. We are in our moving into our second year being company drivers and now owner operators. We've been doing owner operators since, actually let me rephrase that, lease operator. About the end of August is when we started. So don't have a lot of experience, but I feel as, you know, recent graduates of rookiedom, we do have a little bit to share that could benefit you. So if you find value in this video, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. But again, just wanted to touch on a few things regarding your trainer. At the end of the day, I want everybody to remember this one point. Your trainer works for you. Why do I say that? Because you invested tuition money to be at that point. That means the monies that you invested are going towards paying that trainer. So the trainer's getting compensated having you on the truck. So that's number one. But number two, they are supposed to train you on all the ins and outs of being on that truck, enough to where you can go ahead and function effectively in this industry. Are they responsible for teaching you everything? No, because a lot of it is going to be hands-on and you're going to learn as you go. However, they are required to make sure that they teach you the basic elements of how to perform your job effectively. So what does that mean? A lot of times we'll say, oh, my trainer didn't teach me. Oh, I didn't know my trainer. Stop saying that, because you have a responsibility to yourself to make sure that you know what you need to be taught on. So if you're not getting what you need, it's your responsibility to let that trainer know, hey, I need to be trained on this. Or can you show me how to manage my clock? I don't quite understand resets and recaps and things like that. So you have a responsibility to yourself to make sure that you're getting what you need from that trainer. Okay, so that's very, very important to remember. One of the other things that I just wanted to say is there's a lot of people in the industry right now that want to share information. So seek those people out, subscribe to their channels, get in on Patreon or whatever streaming opportunity that they provide, and really learn. Because as a rookie, if you're coming into a training situation and you've already heard some of the veterans say, hey, I need to know, or you need to know how to manage your clock, you need to know what classifications to put in when you're stopping for a break, or how to fuel and things like that, you'll go into your training situation that much more prepared. So just wanted to touch on a couple of things. Again, if you find value in this video, please feel free to like and subscribe, share, and ring the bell so you get future notifications of when we do post. Some of the best parts I think about the training environment, being on the truck with a seasoned truck driver, is you get to experience the beauty of driving. I mean, this is not an easy job to do, but there's a lot of freedom that comes with this role. I mean, you have the freedom of thought. You're driving hundreds of miles a day. You get the opportunity to learn vis-a-vis listening to audiobooks or listening to different podcasts or listening to other YouTube videos. So you just get a lot of freedom and flexibility. And then also a lot of us like to drive in silence. I know I don't necessarily like to be brain dumping every hour on the hour. Sometimes I do love to just ride in silence and just see the beauty that this amazing country has to offer. So that's one of the key benefits, is just being able to drive, being able to enjoy and appreciate that quiet time. Another benefit is you get to see this beautiful countryside. As I said, Greg and I have been to all 48 states. The things that we've seen, I mean, just the amazing sunsets, the amazing sunrises. Well, I don't get to see too many sunrises. I usually get to see the sunsets. Greg usually gets to see the sunrises, but what we've been able to capture with our camera, it's just been breathtaking. So, you know, if you get the opportunity to ride through Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, Montana, Idaho, Oregon, Washington, some of the most beautiful country you'll ever want to see. So that's another perk and benefit to doing this and being in that training environment. You also gain confidence. You know, if you're paired with the right individual, they'll teach you, you know, how to be confident behind the wheel, how to make sure that, you know, if you do get stopped for a DOT inspection, not to panic, not to get weirded out, how to pull your logs, how to get the officer exactly what they need, and learn that language as well. You know, a lot of times you may get stopped just knowing what to do and not panicking. So that's one of the other things, is being able to gain that confidence. Experiencing, you know, the do's and don'ts. A lot of times if you have a good trainer, they'll tell you, you know, some of their horror stories and give you a heads up on things to do and things not to do, you know, how to properly manage your money, or, you know, not to fuel for, or fill up every time you stop, fuel for the trip. So you'll learn a lot of things from your trainer, but you just got to kind of, again, come into it knowing sometimes what questions to ask, because some trainers really just aren't necessarily motivated to help you be successful. They just want to get you in and off their truck. Some of the drawbacks, I think, at least in my experience, I came through Academy and actually had to wait like 2 weeks before I got a trainer. Excuse me, 1 second, I dropped my remote. I had to wait like 2 weeks to get a trainer. And I got paired with a Caucasian male who smoked. And so I was like so pressed to get on the road. By that time, I really didn't give a damn who was training me. But that was an adjustment, you know. First of all, being with somebody of the opposite sex as a married woman was uncomfortable. And then being with somebody that was not of the same culture was also kind of uncomfortable. So, you know, it took some getting used to. You know, I had an open mind, and I knew I had a goal, was to get in and get done so my husband and I can get out here and make this money. But at the end of the day, it still was an adjustment period. But one of the things that I remember being at the terminal waiting for a trainer that some of the veteran drivers told me was like, hey, you know, when you get on the trainer's truck, you just want to make sure you ask right out the gate, what's the rules of the truck? That way you're respecting their space, and ultimately they'll respect your space as well. The other thing too is, you know, not everybody has the same living habits. Not everybody has the same cleanliness habits. And, you know, and as a woman, you know, having a monthly cycle, that in and of itself, you know, was also kind of an uncomfortable situation. Like, hey, dude, I need to go stop at Walmart to get some pads. So, like I said, it was definitely, you know, an adjustment. But you just kind of want to make sure that, again, you have that open line of communication, you know. And one of the other things that I recommend is, you know, you let the trainer know some of the things that you don't necessarily want to discuss on the truck. For example, if it's a male, female, if you have a trainer that's man and you're a female, or if you have a trainer that's a woman and you're a male, you don't want to talk about sex. That's not something you really need to discuss, you know. That's in my opinion. Second thing would be politics. You know, in the environment today, with things being so volatile, politics sometimes, especially if you don't share the same views, is not a good topic of conversation. trust and believe, I ended up having many of debateful situations with my trainer because of his beliefs, and then of course my beliefs. You know, it was nothing too terrible. We were able to work through it and finish our time together, but you know, I had to say, hey, let's just take politics off the table. I don't think it's beneficial for either one of us to have these types of conversations. And then two, you know, race. Sometimes, again, being in different cultures, they come into the situation having one view maybe about your culture, and you may have, you know, similar views about their culture, you know, and it could not be good. You know what I mean? So you don't necessarily want to go in there and have those conversations, because they can be heated and sometimes turn kind of volatile. So I wouldn't recommend doing that. And then just kind of, you know, working through living with a stranger. I mean, it's just, like for me, the thought of sleeping with somebody in close quarters like that, I mean, I don't know how they act at night, you know what I'm saying? Or how they act in the morning. You know, I'm like cognizant of, you know, waking up and somebody standing over me. Like, I don't know, it just kind of was it took some getting used to. I haven't seen enough horror movies, so it just took a while to get used to that. So again, if you're finding value in this video, please feel free to like and share and subscribe. One other thing is, if you feel like your trainer is not giving you what you need for you to be successful, again, because they're working for you at that time, request another trainer. The company has a responsibility to make sure that you finish the program and that you get the training that you need. So if in fact you are not vibing with your trainer, or your trainer is being disrespectful, or your trainer is racist, sexist, or anything like that, contact your HR department, contact your fleet manager, contact your DM, whatever the title is, and get off the truck, you know. And you don't need to provide any explanation. Next time you get routed to that terminal, pack your shit and make sure you exit that truck and just wait patiently for them to assign you another individual. That's their responsibility. They need to make sure that you finish the program, and completing those over-the-road hours with a trainer, that's what they're responsible to do. So you need to make sure that if it's not working out with your trainer, that the company, you hold them accountable for making sure that they pair you with somebody that can assist you on getting what you need to get on that road and making money. Did I miss anything? No? So again, just wanted to share that with you. You know, the trainers work for you at the end of the day. I don't give a damn if they're owner operator, or if they're lease operator, or if they're company drivers. You paid money, you invested to be there and to get certified and to get your commercial driver's license, and part of that is having that on-the-job training. So they're there for you, and if they don't like that, they don't need to be training. That's the bottom line. So thank you for watching this video. Please feel free to comment below if you have any questions, or you want to share any type of situation where you've had a good experience with a trainer, or you've had a not so good experience, or terrible experience with a trainer. Comment below so we can share information. Again, if you get the opportunity, once again, I don't know if I mentioned this, or it might have been the first take that I messed up on, but I'm a Patreon member of the Trucker Brown channel. In that Patreon room, he brings on people that he's aligned with, that have been doing this for a while, that are experienced, that have tons of valuable information. Make sure you listen. Make sure you get a membership if you can. You're going to learn a lot of valuable information that you can take on the road and apply. For example, how to run your clock, learning about resets, learning about the different rules and regulations as far as DOT inspections, all those types of things. He brings on industry experts. That way, when you go into your training situation, instead of sitting back waiting for the trainer to teach you something, you can let the trainer know, hey, these are the things that I need to make sure I learn while I'm on this truck. So remember, knowledge is power, but only if applied. So thank you so much for watching. Tune in next time. Again, our goal is to bring you content that'll help coach, educate, and motivate you to achieve your best life and obtain a lifestyle you've always imagined. So thanks for watching. Have an amazing day.